Hi everyone. So this is the first episode for the new season of the Gooners podcast. Welcome back,
Yay.
guys.
Hello.
Hey,
Oh,
So this season hopefully is a very good season. On that note, please do like, share, subscribe, comment, and plugging in
help
that
us,
when
help us
I'm
get bigger.
things.
Yes.
Welcome back, Bob. Welcome back, Arun. Welcome back, Deepak.
hey
Hello,
guys.
guys.
So to start off the season, we'll talk about the transfer window so far. We have been doing the scouting report of all the players that we have got, or we were linked to. In some cases, wild speculations that Bob came across. But in this case, we have got a lot of players in. Arun, I'll start with you, right? First of all, having so many players in feels odd for me, especially coming from Arsene Wenger's era where we signed Peter Cech in one window. Yes, you're going to say, yeah, we signed 5 players, but that's not normal for Arsenal.
Well,
But
there was a
Especially doing the business early. Yeah, have to stress.
there was a need, right? I think it's very need based right now. Like we saw how many people we basically had last season. Like though we had just one competition to play for, we were playing with like a wafer thin squad, which was depleted not just in terms of quantity but also quality. So I'd like the thing that Vinay said at the end of the season, the fact that this rebuild process was ahead of its schedule, said that the club was ready to see this through. Like they're ready to back the manager, and they were impressed with the work that this thin squad had done, which meant that they would naturally, usually we, like, you're right, usually it's always the promise. Usually it's always like, yeah, there's going to be a war chest, there's going to be 250 million, there's going to be incomings, outgoings, and everything. But this is the first real time that we're actually seeing it, because as fans as well, we are seeing something on the pitch that is giving us the confidence, which is resulting in more and more people going to the stadium, the support that we see and all that. So everything would have definitely played a part in the decision being being expedited and the transfers being made. You're right. I am surprised, but I'm super happy as well with the fact that we've fixed a lot of issues that were plaguing us really early in the season, and the players that we've gotten also have a profile that suits the style of play and are also like Premier League proven in many cases. So this is definitely like a step in the new direction, or should I say, a new step in the right direction. After a long time for the club, and it's just shouldn't stop. I mean, like we should identify that there's still. It's would you still say that we are we've plugged all the gaps? No,
no,
at
not
least the most visible ones are still there to see. We will still keep talking about it. So we have to make sure that we just don't stop there and fill those as well before we go to the next step for us to actually hope for and have a good season.
coming from last season, Deepak, right? Like last season, most of our transfers were a success, except
Yes.
maybe one or two, and even then, it's not a failure of a window, right? Considering that with this window, we are still top spenders at this point in time when we are recording. We are still top spenders of Premier League. Are you satisfied with the players that we have signed, as in like the profile Arun mentioned, like the right direction? Are you satisfied with the profile of players, the players especially that we have signed, especially like Jesus and Zinchenko? Yeah, those are not like the question marks. The question marks is the other ones, right? Like Vieira, Marquinhos.
Like, yeah, probably, I would say. Of course, they are not like Premier League proven or even like proven in their own leagues. But those are like just gambles right now, which we have taken based on their profile and like scouting, which we would have done. So that is up to like judgment still. Like we don't know like how they are gonna fit into our team. I'm like, I would still say like it's not like a great window. It has been a good window.
That's why I need to bring Deepak into these conversations. When we are all
Unless
flying high,
unless you sign a midfielder, you are not ready for the season still. I'm pretty sure like we would like face issues until we sign a midfielder.
AMN is like a new signing.
No, forget AMN, forget whoever we have in the current team. Unless we sign a proper, proven midfielder, we would struggle this season. I'm pretty sure.
On that note, Bob, do you think Fabio Vieira would be that midfielder?
We all have to wait and see on Vieira.
I mean,
because-
yeah, but what is your thoughts on it?
Okay. See, I think Fabio Vieira would be more as an alternate to Odegaard. That's how I see him more as in terms of a deep lying midfielder. Then to add to Deepak's point, yes, we definitely would need a cover there for us to go to the season. But taking a step back, right? Yes, I did mention, I mean, I would definitely like to acknowledge what Arun said, that we are taking the right step in the right direction. For once, being an Arsenal fan for so many years that I've been, for once, I'm not really panicking at the moment, which I think many of you would agree with me on, because we would wait till the last moment of the window to find the third alternate or the fourth alternate of the person that we were originally targeting or that we would originally go in for. Or we would go bang in for one big player and keep banging about him for the whole window, only for our rivals to snap him up at the end. As a difference, what really happened is, at least whatever that we've seen so far, there has been a very clear evidence, or there has been clear motive behind each of the players that we are going in for. For example, we did go for Lisha. That's true that we went all the way, but then when the prices keep going up, we just had a very clear alternate in Zinchenko. And until that point in time, there was not even a talk of that anywhere in media. So the media, whatever that was being circulated, or the news that was being circulated, was didn't even exist until this whole thing happened from nowhere. And similar to Fabio Vieira, would we have spoken about Fabio Vieira?
We don't know.
I mean, not all, not at all.
People would be lying if they said they knew who
Exactly.
Fabio Vieira was.
Yeah. So it was a bolt out of blue transfer. But they had a very clear plan in terms of who they were planning to go with and what sort of a player that we were looking at. It shows that the board is working on something. And for the first time, that I would really like to say that I have believed that this board would bring in the players that would fit into the current team and with the current manager's mindset, and they would adapt to this team. And to add to Deepak's point, yes, we will definitely, I'm still confident, I can even give it in writing, that we are definitely going to sign a midfielder before we go in for the season. I won't say that we would sign a midfielder before the start of the first game, but we would sign one before at least the close of the window.
That's a bold statement from Bob, especially now that we have this in actual recording. So we might get back to Bob at some point and we can question him. But Arsenal fans are such, such simple creatures. Our desires are like not to panic in a transfer window. That's literally our desire. Not like we need someone like Haaland. No, we just want not to panic. But yes. Deepak, I'll get back to you on the players that we got, right? Like we saw a couple of them play in the preseason friendlies. I don't know if you watched the games. Like Gabriel Jesus feel like he is already part of the team.
Yes.
And Zinchenko, even though we announced the signing just one day before, he was there on the pitch right away. This is all new. And what are your thoughts on like those players, in the first thoughts on them seeing played and everything?
They are Manchester City players. They should be good. There is no questions about that. You won't survive in Manchester City if you are not good for like 3-4 seasons. And they are trained by Pep, so they should have proper footballing knowledge or whatever footballing IQ, whatever you call it. So I'm not worried about their both signings.
Sorry, Vijay, Deepak. If I were to just visualize how they would have slotted in, right? First game that you said, the first conversations that they would have had, both Zinchenko and Jesus, they would have said, "Oh, same thing, eh? Yeah, keep doing the same. That's it. No more strategies or anything, right?"
Yeah. Deepak's.
Rest of them, like they haven't played anything. Like Matt Turner is not convincing enough. That's for sure.
Mhm.
And the other two, like yeah, they haven't played that much. Like Mark Williams and Vieira haven't even like played any game.
Yeah.
And I don't even know about Aaron Driscoll.
About whom?
I think he signed one guy in January, right? I don't know, like
Aaron
some
Trusty,
US guy. Yeah,
but he's gone on loan already, so he's
he
not
has
going to
gone
be.
on loan. Okay.
Yeah,
He signed
been loaned back to MLS.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I was like, I was hoping to see Vieira play because, yeah, to see what he brings to the team. But yeah, he hadn't have the chance. So yeah,
I don't know about Vieira though, right? Like it seems like everything else feels like a need signing. Vieira feels more like a gamble signing, right? Like
Really, do you think so?
we need
Yeah.
someone to play number 10 or number 8, but we do have already Odegaard and ESR who could play there. And
But that's the thing. Like we have an ESR who could play there, but like the effectiveness of an ESR in that position is definitely not the same as what an Odegaard would have probably had, right? So we have
yeah,
always been talking about.
yeah, but the what I meant is the age profile, right? Like all of them are around the same age.
Yes.
Not like one of them is like older
yeah,
or younger.
Oh,
we are
okay.
just preparing to let go Pepe and replace him with Vieira. That's it.
That's another also like reason that I thought why the club got him, because like he's also the sort of player who could play in the wings as well. He's played in the left wings before, and his game, if you've noticed this game, it's more about like beating the player. So like he beats the press beautifully and he uses his space really well. Like that. Will he be able to maintain that if he gains the weight that he needs to gain to play in the Premier League is another different thing. Like being able to maintain all that. But that's one of the main reasons why we probably got him, his versatility. The fact that he can play on the wings also means that in a situation where we are not able to offload Pepe, which looks more and more likely, we might not have to depend on a new winger and keep this fellow also on the books. So that's how I see it. Vieira would probably be a backup for Saka, a backup like on the left wing as well, a backup as number 8 for Odegaard, and eventually, if he is able to cement his position, replace Xhaka in the long run as the number 8 on that side.
Hmm.
Plus,
Yeah,
I think we have 5 subs right this season.
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. So everyone would get a
You
chance.
can
Yeah.
bring in anyone. Go on.
I mean, I'm not worried about if everyone would get a chance. I'm just like trying to figure out what the team is going to be like, especially like back we could see there is also a difference, Bob, right? Like in the preseasons we had Saliba and he looked great. I mean, I'm ready to I'm ready to accept that he might be a very good player. I never did that before now, but he's a very good center back. He pushed Ben White out onto the right back position, so he played really good. So
Well, Cedric also had a part to play in that, but yeah, go on.
By posing in the pictures, yeah.
Yeah, by just being a part of the team and giving Arteta the confidence that he has to absolutely go for Ben White as well. He's a better option.
But there it seems to be like back kind of seems to sort itself out, right? Like I mean, yeah, we do have Ben White and Saliba for one position, which is fine. We could choose either. We are not losing a lot of lot in terms of quality over there. Right, yeah. On the right back, we have Tomiyasu. Yeah, Cedric would be a drop in quality, but if Ben White is going to be there, that is a different equation. And on left back, we have Tierney and now Zinchenko. So that's not a drop in quality right there. But in the forward line, we don't know who's going to play, right?
Yeah, see,
Right.
I think that's one of the questions
Like who's
I
going
myself
to play,
have
right?
for a long
Yeah.
time.
We know who's going to play, but we
Who's
don't
going
know.
to play? Like there is only one position. It's not nailed down starter, which is like Martinelli's position. The other two is going to be Jesus and Saka.
That's a given.
There is
Yeah.
no doubt about that.
The worst case scenario would be Jesus, Eddie, and Saka when we're chasing games, but that is like not something that we start for the fear of injuring when both are strikers.
And there is no doubt about number 10. It's going to be Odegaard. And there is
Odegaard,
no
yeah.
doubt about midfield if it's Partey and Xhaka. There is no doubt. It's just a drop in quality when you remove all these players or they're
But the thing
injured or
is,
they're substitute.
Yeah, but the thing is, when compared to like all of the previous seasons, Deepak, like this season, we do have some quality that we can actually bank on, like, and be more confident. Like we are going in and saying like the drop in quality last season, straight from like who was it? A party to El Nini. I'm just thinking of bad examples. Is this still the same people? Yeah,
It's still there.
It's the same
it's still
people.
the same
It's
people there.
Pate to Lokanga and
Yeah,
Saka to El Neni.
But
exactly. But
Lokanga
like
looked really good in these 2 games,
I
actually.
don't, I don't, I don't care. I
the
don't
thing
care
is,
about preseason. You
the
perform
thing
in the
is,
Premier League, you do well.
yeah, but like I think we are trying to fit like him in a wrong position. Like we're expecting him to play the sixth role, which he's not ready for. He's right now an eight. He'll eventually maybe become a six if he wants to become a six. But I don't think it's the same situation was with Partey. Right, at Atletico, he was not like a natural lone pivot midfielder. He was turned into one because of practice. So if somebody is able to go that way, yeah. But otherwise, that Partey position is still one that is like we are definitely maybe like if something happens to Party, if you ask me who's going to play for us to be effective, I don't have an answer for
Shaka or Elneny? That's the answer.
that. Xhaka there, I would trust El Neni more than Xhaka over there, even though we wouldn't get any progressive passing because of the fact that he is a natural defensive.
Did you see Elneny play in the preseason? He played really good. He made a
I
lot
did,
of good passes.
Yeah.
I did, and I'm not
You
going
should
to
have
attach a
seen this
lot of
goal, buddy.
It is preseason.
exactly. I'm not going to attach a lot of value for it.
These guys are so difficult to please, Bob.
Fickle, man. Fickle.
No, but
It is
it's the
not.
truth. I
It's
mean,
not
like,
being fickle. It's being
are
like
you
level-headed and on the ground.
And you guys are telling us to actually forget 5 years of watching El Neni play in the Premier League just because he showed glimpses of something in the. You know what? I spoke about this in another podcast as well. It's interesting. It's nice to see El Neni doing all this, but again, that doesn't mean that he's going to be like he's like a happy member of the squad. That doesn't mean that
Like
he's going to replace
it's
like Party.
I
see,
don't know
like if you
if you're going
take
to bring
preseason
logic
into
into this
account, right?
discussion. I cannot answer you, Arun.
See, if you take preseason into account, you expected us to win against Brentford like last season, but we never won a preseason game. Then how did you expect us to win against Brentford?
True.
It doesn't matter. Preseason doesn't matter unless you turn up on the day one.
Okay. So about the other thing, Bob, right? Like I don't know if you watched the Edu interview about the direction of the club. It was a really interesting one for me, like to hear him talk about what the plan was and how it was. And like we were talking I'm going to be shameless here, trying to hype ourselves up. We were saying if we would have finished top four, we would have been 1 year ahead of the process. And that's what Edu said too, right? That is their idea behind the whole thing. And the way he was talking, it seemed like the owners are backing this process completely.
Yeah, I think there is enough trust in this team and the manager. I mean, even before when Arteta came in, when Edu was appointed, there was a clear direction in terms of where they were going, how they needed to be doing their business and all those sort of things. And they when they saw that, I mean, this is extracts from the Edu's interview. When they saw that it was not working with Emery, they quickly made a decision to sort of sack him up at this point in time. Although that is not something which has happened with our club in the past, they had to take a decision based on how the club is going. So it looks like there's been, I don't know, I mean, we still have to see it completely in motion for us to believe, oh yeah, they were very clear even from the start. But at least as we spoke about earlier, there are glimpses of them having a very strong backing to the manager, to the board, to say that whatever the manager is taking is in line with the board's thoughts and actions, and they are completely backing off. You saw Arteta was actually backed off when he stripped Aubameyang of captaincy, or not that he was actually booted out of the team. To lose him completely on free was completely unjust. But still, I think the board stuck to the manager's instincts, and then we saw that the results were getting better. I mean, there was more harmony or more things which happened with this team. I mean, we did have a shot of quality. That's why we couldn't finish in top four. But at least the fact that there was enough evidence to show that this board is clearly board. Sorry.
Actually, we didn't have shot of quality. Aubameyang was shit last season.
No, I'm not saying just to Aubameyang's question, but still we had short of quality apart from Oba, I mean, in all the other positions, for us to mount a sizable second team, if we were to say, to cope up with injuries and all those sort of things and still produce the results that we want.
But Deepak, you were always on the fence about Edu's appointment and his role. Did you see the interview and did that change your opinion on Edu?
I was never on like fence. I didn't care about like DF.
But do you care
DOF
now?
or
Then do you care now?
see, like people always criticize Edu and they leave Arteta aside, like as if everything was committed by Edu. And if some good signing happens, we don't praise Edu. You never
Arteta's talent ID.
that is what you always see, but no one like I don't know, like probably it might be Arteta who suggested I want this player, and yeah, and you still need a person to go ahead and sign them, and which Edu has done like this season. Of course, outgoings are always difficult with the quality of players we have. You cannot sell those players for sure.
I was waiting for to talk about outgoings, but then you brought it right there.
No,
Do you
like
see any money anywhere coming in for the players that we want to send out?
I remember
Maybe Leno.
Bob saying like last time, like Arsenal fans like downgrade their players so much that even the rival teams know that these guys are useless.
That's a true statement, buddy.
Yeah, I know. Like you did the same thing last pod as well. You said that statement, and like right after 10 minutes, you started talking bad about El Neni. I remember distinctly.
See, this is
So
the problem, Bob. This is the problem of recording.
Recording, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know. Like, I don't think so. We would get any apart from Leno. Even that would be like peanuts, given the quality of goalkeeper he is.
Yeah, for sure.
So for Hector Bellerin, we are not going to get any money. For Torreira, we are not going to get money. Who else is going out, Arun? Who else should who should go out, but who else is going out? There is
this one should go out.
No takers, buddy. That's the thing.
That's the thing. No takers. Not even Newcastle seem to want him. So that's going to be a big problem for us getting.
Why would the biggest club in the world, the richest club in the world, want to take a player? They're looking for Draxlers and all this sort of people. Why would they want to take?
Come on, Pepe is better than Draxler.
Oh my God.
Draxler is like PSG's Pepe. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing. Like he had a career where he just kept moving from one place to another. What is he doing at PSG? Do you think he can never start at PSG? So
I don't think so. We would be able to sell anyone because I don't think so. There would be any outgoings. The outgoings would be like whatever Edu said in the interview, like terminate the contract and like promote some player or signs out another player. That's what
it probably would be like Leno since he has like options with Fulham and Leicester, that would happen like 8 million or so.
Well, it's like you try to sell AMN? No, we had a chance. We passed it.
That was one of the worst mistakes that we could have possibly done.
Then we don't have.
It's surprising because
you can't sell Cedric. You can't sell.
This dude's an English player and nobody seems to want him. It beats me. We should at least take them for the homegrown quota, guys like AMN and Reece Nelson. And if it's baffling that a guy like Reece Nelson is struggling. He didn't set the world on fire when he went on his loan spell, but he did definitely enough good things for us to see it was on and off. But he's still young. He should be getting an option. If no club is ready to come near him, he's not on high wages either.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually surprised about.
I don't even know why championship clubs want these guys. I don't have no idea why they even don't want these guys.
That's the thing. Like a guy like AMN would be fantastic for any new promoted team. Not fantastic, but would be a good fit. For a team struggling to stay up, he could possibly.
I'm not even talking about teams which got promoted. I'm just saying the teams which are right now in championship. Even they are not ready to take them.
No, I think it's more people. The players
maybe
availability,
the players
non-availability.
They don't want to go to championship and play. They don't, even if we accept some kind of bid from them. These guys turn down the what is that contract given by those. Maybe they don't want to get downgraded to championship teams.
Bob, about outgoings, right? Is there, like, are you hearing, because you are our transfer guru, are you hearing anything apart from Leno's link? Like
Okay.
Mari close, or is there anyone who's close?
Berin to Betis seems to be going, but then as you guys spoke earlier, it's more like they're looking for Arsenal to rip the contract so he can join them on free. From Arsenal's perspective, we'll be saving about 110,000 per week in wages. Should we ship him out there? So that's the one which is going on. Pablo Mari, you've not spoken about him. Pablo Mari to Fenerbahce.
Fenerbahce, yeah.
Fenerbahce, that's likely going on as well. And as we speak today, we've not spoken about Tavares. So Tavares to Marseille is almost confirmed. So he would be going, loan deal for a year. So he would be likely joining there. And there was as well some fans taking pictures with Torreira in Florence, and then there was a mention that he would want to continue staying in Florence. I mean, there's not been any deal at all between Fiorentina and Arsenal, but looks like the player's preference is to stay back in Italy, and then more obviously play for Fiorentina. But yeah, that has not progressed through any further.
That's very unlikely to happen. I think he called the chairman of Fiorentina like a clown or something last season or something like that. Right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's in Florence, but like I don't think that deal would go through. And even if it does, like we've been talking about, it'll be like a ripping of a contract.
Valencia
Also,
are
like,
interested,
Valencia are interested. We want 15 million. They say we'll give you 3 rupees. That's the situation with Valencia right now.
Do you think like someone would come and pay after Edu's interview? He came out and said we are ready to rip the contract. And, like,
that's very true, actually.
Ask, like,
yes, I
15
didn't think
million,
about that part
obviously
at all.
they are gonna wait till the end of the transfer window.
True. Yes, that's a very good point. I didn't think about that part at all. When your club's director of football comes and says we are ready to even rip contracts if you're not able to get rid of big players, that's giving a very different indication to the clubs. I think. Yeah.
So now that for outgoings, I'm getting depressed talking about it. Contracts are not like my favorite things, but these players.
Sorry. One more thing to add. Okonkwo, the third choice goalkeeper, he's joined Crewe Alexandra on loan. So that should give him a lot of experience.
Does this mean that we'll be getting another goalkeeper? You guys?
No. So I think Carl Hein is touted as the third choice goalie.
Okay.
Giant, right? Like 7 feet, 6 feet, something.
Yeah. So he is the Estonia international. So he's already played. I mean,
wow,
for
Estonia international. Shiver me
Yes.
timbers. Yes.
Come on, buddy. Who knew that Costa Rica had a decent team and Keylor Navas was a goalie, that he played in Madrid, man. Now he's actually playing in PSG. So you never know. You never know.
The eternal optimist. He'll believe that there is going to be.
I feel sorry for saying that.
See, Costa Rica it's somewhere like it's a very good team, and you're comparing it to Estonia.
Yeah, but
Costa Rica played in the World Cup.
You still could have gems within your team that you have. And having said that, I strongly believe Carl Hein is destined for bigger things.
Okay, that'll be a good thing to get one more, from our youth ranks to the first team.
See, I didn't say it was for Arsenal. I'm not sure, but yeah, that jury is still open. But still,
that fear of Bob, that I didn't say it's for Arsenal.
Well, what do we care if it is not for Arsenal?
It's a different story. Yeah,
we could say things like how we are saying things about Gnabry, right? Like we are just saying like, oh yeah, Gnabry is our player.
One of us.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all the things that I wanted to talk about in this episode. But also, like, did you guys watch that All or Nothing? The small clip of Arteta, giving his deep talk.
Deepak has been ready to run through a brick wall for Arteta as soon as his father is like, yes, I am Arteta in from today.
I expected Arteta to turn and say like, "Are you entertained?" like gladiator. But yeah, it was
Yeah, the
pretty
speech
good. Like,
was,
he was
for
talking.
me, the speech was cringy, but yeah, it's of course like it's entertainment and it's well edited, so I like
Yeah,
it.
and in terms of entertainment, I think it's going to be really good based on whatever happened, whatever it is. I think entertainment value is going to be really high in this
All or nothing from Arsenal. For
This
anything
would
from
be the
Arsenal
best
is an
best
entertainment.
season of all of nothing. There is no doubt about it.
one. That's the
Arsenal
amount
fans,
of drama. Yeah.
Arsenal fans love their drama. So yeah,
It would have been great if we had finished like
fourth.
fourth.
Yeah.
That would have been the best. But yeah,
That would have been
still,
the
it's
pinnacle
not
of
a big
things,
deal.
right? Yes. Yeah.
Pinnacle, yes.
uh, but anyways, thanks guys. Thanks for joining in. It's been amazing to talk again about Arsenal with you lot. And for anyone who is listening still, please do like, share, subscribe, and comment in your thoughts on what we have talked about or what you want us to talk about. And thank you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yep.